The dense forest of Blackwood stretched endlessly under a moonless sky, its towering pines swaying like silent sentinels. Clara trudged through the underbrush, her flashlight flickering with every step. She wasn't supposed to be here not this late, not alone, but the dare from her friends had been too tempting. Spend an hour in Blackwood, they'd said, laughing. Prove the stories about the whispering pines are just myths. Clara, ever stubborn, had agreed, though the tales of missing hikers and eerie voices lingered in her mind. The air was thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. Her boots crunched against twigs, the only sound besides her shallow breaths. The forest felt alive, watchful. She checked her watch. 11:17 p.m. 43 minutes to go. She could do this. She had to. As Clara ventured deeper, the trees seemed to close in, their branches knitting together overhead, blotting out the stars. Her flashlight caught glimpses of movement shadows darting just beyond its beam. Probably just animals, she told herself. Deer, maybe, or foxes, like the stories her grandmother used to tell. About the pines that whispered secrets and lured people into their depths, gnawed at her confidence. A faint sound broke her thoughts, a low, guttural hum, like wind through a hollow log. Clara froze, her flashlight sweeping the darkness. Nothing, just trees. She shook her head, muttering, "It's just the wind, Clara, get a grip." But the sound came again, clearer now, almost like words. "Come closer." Her heart thudded. She swung the flashlight around, its beam trembling in her grip. The pines stood still, their needles glinting faintly. "Hello?" she called, her voice swallowed by the forest. No answer. She took a step back, then another, her sneakers sinking into the soft earth. The humming grew louder, weaving through the trees, forming syllables that weren't quite human. "Stay with us." Clara's breath hitched. She wasn't imagining this. She turned to run, but her flashlight flickered and died, plunging her into darkness. Panic surged as she fumbled with the switch. No, she hissed, shaking the flashlight. A faint glow returned, just enough to illuminate the path ahead. She sprinted, branches snagging at her jacket, roots tripping her feet. The whispers followed, now a chorus of overlapping voices, soft and insistent. "Don't leave. You belong here." Clara's chest burned as she ran, her mind racing. She didn't know where she was going, just away, anywhere but here. The trees seemed to shift, their trunks bending inward, guiding her deeper instead of out. Her watch beeped. 11:45 p.m. She was supposed to be done soon. But the forest felt endless. She stumbled into a clearing, gasping for air. In the center stood a gnarled ancient pine, its bark twisted into shapes that looked almost like faces, hollow eyes, and gaping mouths frozen in agony. The whispers were deafening now, coming from the tree itself. "Join us. Stay forever." Clara backed away, her flashlight flickering again. Shadows moved at the edge of the clearing. Not animals, not people, something else. Shapes that were too tall, too thin, with limbs that bent unnaturally. "No," Clara screamed, turning to flee. But the ground beneath her gave way, soft and slick, like it had been waiting to swallow her. She fell, her hands sinking into cold, wet earth that pulsed like a heartbeat. The whispers became a roar, filling her mind, drowning out her thoughts. "You're ours now." She clawed at the ground, trying to pull herself free, but the earth tightened around her wrists, pulling her down. Her flashlight rolled away, its weak beam catching glimpses of the shapes closing in. They weren't human, not anymore. Their faces were hollow, their mouths open in silent screams, their eyes glinting with something ancient and hungry. Clara's screams faded as the ground consumed her, the pines above swaying gently as if satisfied. The forest grew silent once more, save for the faint hum of whispers, welcoming their newest guest. The next morning, Clara's friends searched the edge of Blackwood, calling her name. The police came, then the rangers, but no trace of Clara was ever found. The locals didn't seem surprised. "The whispering pines," they muttered, shaking their heads. "They always take what they want." Deep in the forest, where no one dared to go, the ancient pine stood taller, its bark a little smoother.